Alright, so we talked about what we had learned back in Lesson 5 on order of operations. So now we're moving on to the current lesson, which is Lesson 83. And we're going to be given different kinds of situations because they're going to give us new combinations of operations. It's not going to all just be addition and subtraction within an equation or multiplication and division. We're going to mix multiplication and addition, for example. So here we go. The new rules are: perform the operations that you see inside parentheses first. Then after you've resolved everything inside parentheses, then multiply and divide going from left to right. And then after you do all the multiplications and divisions, then you're going to do your additions and subtractions from left to right. So let's look at problem A here. I have 2 times 8 plus 2 times 6. Well, first I have to focus on these multiplication sections. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times 6 is 12. So I get 16 plus 12. That plus sign just falls right down. And that's 28. Now for problem B, I have the same order of symbols and numbers, except now I have this 8 plus 2 in parentheses. Well, I have to do what's in parentheses very, very first before I worry about any multiplication and division. So let's look at that 8 plus 2 first, and that's 10. So you end up with 2 times 10 times 6. Well, 2 times 10 is 20. 20 times 6 happens to be 120. So here I got an answer of 28 with these numbers and operations. Here I got an answer of 120 with the same exact numbers and operations, except for my little parenthesis dudes here, because that changed the order that I did things in. So problem C down here, I got a lot of 0.5s. I got 5/10 plus 5/10 divided by 5/10 minus 5/10 times 5/10. So I'm going to look for multiplications and divisions to do first. Well, here is 5/10 divided by 5/10. Anything divided by itself is just 1, so I could put a 1 in there. And here I have 5/10 times 5/10. So going off in a little corner over here, we got to do that work. We got 5/10. Let me move my paper over so you can see. Times 5/10. And I'll end up with 5 times 5 is 25. And I know I need 2 numbers after my decimal because I have 1 number here and 1 number here. So if 2 numbers after my decimal, I'm going to end up with 0.25. So now my equation looks like 0.5 plus 1 minus 0.25. Well, 0.5 plus 1 is just 1.5. And then I've got that minus 0.25. So let's go off in our corner again and do 1.5 minus that 0.25. And I say, okay, I got to borrow from the 5. So 10 minus 5 is 5, 4 minus 2 is 2, and 1.25. Now on problem D, I have the same 0.5s and pluses and minuses and divided bys and multiplications, but now I have some parentheses that are going to change the order that I do things in. So turn off the video right now and try to work this one out. And I'll tell you now that it's got a trick in it, so really pay attention to what you're doing. Work it out, get an answer, and then turn the video back on and we'll do it together. Alright, so hopefully you did that and you got an answer. So let's see if we get the same thing. Well, my first rule is I do what's in parentheses first. I have this 0.5 minus 0.5. Well, 0.5 minus 0.5 is just 0. So if I rewrite my equation here, I've got 0.5 plus 0.5 divided by 0 times 0.5. So I don't want to do this addition first. I want to focus on my division and multiplication. Well, look what we have. We have 0.5 divided by 0. Well, anything divided by 0 is undefined, or infinite in this case, because we're saying how many zeros are in 0.5. Well, there's an infinite number of zeros in 0.5. So this problem is actually undefined because I'm dividing by 0, and that doesn't allow me to get an answer. So I know that one was tricky. None of them in your text are going to be that hard, but they'll be like the other ones. So go do the assignment for lesson 83 and come back for lesson 84.